everybody, and welcome to Hoops Night in Ohio. We are in Mentor, home of the Cardinals, where Mentor will host Lutheran East. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mentor High School, along with my partner, Tyler Danberg. I'm Dave Bacon. Tyler, you look over at Lutheran East, 13-4 on the season. They are the defending Division III state champs.
And now they're in Division 5, so everything seems even more open for Sam Liggins' crew. And boy, is his team playing some of its best basketball as of late.
Without question. No seniors on this team, all underclassmen, all really talented.
Yes, and TJ Crumble seems to be the one that has certainly illuminated for the Falcons. He's got offers from a lot of Division I schools, especially Ohio State showing a lot of interest. He's got a double-double in each of his last 2 games.
He's a 6'8" guy that can play inside without question. You look over at Mentor, 12-5 on the year. They've won 6 of their last 7, kind of hitting their stride at the right time of year.
They really are. Coach Krasancic returned, just like Lutheran East, 1 starter, and it's Kobe Frazier-Azano, and he has been sparkling for the Cardinals.
Without question. Frazier-Azano is a guy that does a little bit of everything, and it's added up to wins.
It really has been. He's averaging over 16 points and 9 rebounds per contest, and at 6'4", they also have Tony Catava at 6 feet 7 inches, so they have a little bit of height, but Lutheran East certainly has a lot, too, in the height department.
Again, Hoops Night in Ohio from Mentor. The Cardinals and the Lutheran East Falcons will have the starting lineup in tip-off straight ahead. Hoops Night in Ohio. We are with the introductions now of the varsity game, JV game. Went a little long, and they're going to turn down the lights as the home team, Mentor, gets introduced.
Home court advantage is certainly prevalent in this one. You look at the last 5 seasons for Mentor here at Mentor High School Gymnasium, 54-5. That's obviously not just a coincidence. There's some science to it. This is a tough environment to play in. Lutheran East, you go to the Lou, that's another tough place to play. Their last game against Lutheran West, rivalry game, sold out crowd. So these are 2 teams that are used to playing in environments like this.
So it was Jack Kennedy, the freshman, Tony Catava, and now there is Kobe Frazier-Azano. We talked about him plenty. He will be joined in the starting lineup by Peter Kennedy as well as Ayao Oluamo. And Oluwami is another guy that's more than 13 points, better than 5 rebounds, does a little bit of everything for the Cardinals.
And he's just super lengthy. He's on the Clark Kellogg Award watch list, which is given out to the best basketball player in the News Herald area. He's coming off 12 points off an efficient 5 of 7 from the field. The matchup that is going to be really intriguing is 6'7" Tony Catava for Mentor against TJ Crumble for Lutheran East. We cannot say it enough how talented number 4 in the black jerseys is. He is sensational.
It is Catava Crumble jumping center, and it is run down quickly by Peter Kennedy. 3 ball off the back of the iron, and there's Crumble, big right arm with the rebound. Up ahead quickly, 3 ball. Back of the iron won't go down for Nellamsby. Still Lutheran East basketball. It's up and down pretty quickly here.
They play fast. I mean, you look at it, 14 seconds off the clock and 2 shots from the perimeter.
Ty Harrison out top with it. There is the freshman Ziegler that you talked about and mishandled, and it's a turnover. Here's Kennedy, the freshman, ahead to Catava. Good look, can't get it to go. Is Crumble there to alter the shot. Little hesitation by Hill and loses it.
And that's what's going to happen when you've got 2 youthful teams. You're going to see some giveaways. Ball security is job security, especially in 1 to 2 score games. When you look at the way these 2 teams have played as of recent, it's probably going to be a tight contest. So taking care of the rock down the stretch is going to be huge.
Frazier-Azano loses his footing and he throws it away. Here's Harrison pushing. gives it up. Ziegler spots the 3-ball, perfect.
He comes from a basketball family. Dad Derek, former Cleveland State Viking. Brother David played all over college basketball. Great-grandfather actually was a Globetrotter in the 1940s.
So it goes back generations,
Yes,
is what
it
you're
does.
saying.
Vertus Ziegler.
Good patience in the half court. Oluwami turns it over.
What's sticking out about Lutheran East right now, Dave, is they're running Menor off the three-point line. They're playing great perimeter defense, and they're not sagging off at all. They're playing right around the arc, and they're not giving up a lot of space.
Nice pass, the interior. Good cut again, and the basket won't go down, but nice half-court offense as Nellumsby couldn't get the layup to go. It'll be Menor basketball.
Falcons coaching staff really adamant about thinking that it's staying with the Lou. But again, Nellumsby not able to finish there underneath off a nice dish from Ziegler.
Good look at the freshman Kennedy, ball handling, taking it inside, blocked. Good long arm as Nellumsby swats it away.
He's another great rim protector, 17 points against Lutheran West. But Kennedy, he's fearless.
3-ball won't go, off the mark, Crumble the rebound. Good ball movement from side to side, in and out. For the Falcons, Ziegler trying to get it to Crumble. He gets it in the paint and then loses it. Kennedy in transition, kicks it out. Little ball fake. Frazier Azano with it in the lane. Catava, the 3 from the corner, won't go. Run down by the younger Kennedy, and he knocks down the 3. Jack Kennedy ties it up at 3, and he's probably their best shooter, just not a lot of size to him. Turnover will give it over to Menor.
He's 5'8", but again, 21 of 73 now from three-point land. This is a Menor team that's 25% from beyond the arc, and you see it on your screen. He is, by a larger margin, the smallest guy on the floor, but heart over height in high school hoops in Northeast Ohio.
They swing it. There's Kennedy again, thought about it. Swings it over to Peter Kennedy. That 3 won't go. Out of bounds. It will stay with the Cardinals. And it'll be Jack Kennedy inbounding it. You can tell right away he can play. You see he's competitive. It's going to be a maturation process for him, but he's a point guard, and he can shoot. Nice cut. And unable to get it to go is Oluwami. And here comes the Lou with it. Nice extra pass. Crumble down low. That's a tough matchup. Good help, but Crumble, third one, still won't go down. Couple of offensive rebounds, point blank, and TJ Crumble can't find the bottom of the hoop.
That's a rarity to see TJ Crumble miss, let alone 3 times, but you can tell just brute strength when he's between the posts. Those will go down eventually.
Good pass, Frazier Azano, and the foul on Peter Kennedy. He'll go to the line shooting 2. It's Nellumsby with the foul.
Frazier Azano's getting Nellumsby. That's 6'4" against 6'3", but Frazier Azano early on, just like Crumble on the other end, Dave, they're having him flash into the low post, and he's just going to back down guys to generate some more momentum to the basket, and that's what allows guys like Kennedy to slot in off the ball and work towards the hoop. I think if there's one thing that we've learned through the first 4+ minutes of this game is that both these teams work hard without the ball in their hands, and that's so huge in terms of fundamental basketball.
Frazier Azano splits the pair, and if there's something you want him to work at, just a 61% free throw shooter, and he has the ball in his hands and gets to the hoop so much. You want that in the 70, 75 range. Little 10-footer banked in for Ocho Davis, who just checked in. So checks into the game and checks into the scorebook. And a foul will be whistled. It's on Jack Kennedy.
Ocho Davis could be one of those key pieces off the bench. I mean, he's just so developed already in terms of his physical build, and he used that to his advantage there, just able to muscle it up. And we said it at the top of our broadcast, the Falcons have a lot of size, and especially from them moving Division III to Division V. Now, granted, there are a lot of Division V teams with a lot of that height and length, but that could benefit Lutheran East even more than it did in D3.
Rims out, and Cardinals unable to corral it, so it will be Lutheran East basketball inbounding it under their own basket. DJ Perkins, one of those sophomores we talked about to inbound it, is checked in. Open three, Harrison. Rims out. Good look at it, won't go down. Still Lutheran East basketball.
It's a great find by Chris Hill. He's the lone returning starter from that state championship team for the Falcons. Just zipped it on over to Harrison. Just couldn't knock it down, but both teams still generating those.
Corner three, Harrison misses everything. Perkins grabs the rebound. A slow shooting beginning for both of these teams. 6-4 as we're 4.5 into this first quarter. Harrison, another three. Keeps shooting them. That one doesn't go down. And a timeout. Menor calls the timeout. See if they switch up what they're trying to do offensively.
And maybe there was something they saw defensively there too, because what it appears that Lutheran East, they know that they've got key pieces in the front court. So on that last possession, really that was the first time they were able to set the half-court offense, which goes to show you how fast of a first quarter it's been, up and down for both these teams. But Lutheran East can keep packing the paint and loading up underneath the basket, and then that opens up a corner man.
Good look at Bob Krasancic, trying to get his Cardinals offense on track. Tyler, we touched on it. This is normally a team that knocks down threes. They're shooting 25% for the year from three-point range. Very unlike the Menor teams that we've known with Bob Krasancic. Three ball, back of the iron. Out of bounds, it stays with Menor. And the shooting woes both ways continue here. Jack Kennedy will inbound it.
And he's got the only three so far.
Freshman on freshman. Ziegler on Kennedy, there's a foul. It's a good thing because there was a trap and nowhere for him to go.
His first personal, second team foul.
You don't always see it at the varsity level, but to see freshman on freshman point guard action is pretty cool.
Out of bounds, the turnover will give it back to the Falcons. Sloppy first 5 minutes of basketball both ways. See if they can settle down. And in the lane, the runner knocked down by Davis. So Ocho Davis off the bench with 4 as the leading scorer both ways.
And he took that extra step just to get a little bit more separation, and it worked to his favor. He's got good feel around the rim.
Frazier Azano in the corner. Baroni, little step back, won't go. Ends up in the hands of Jack Kennedy, and he'll kick it out. Three ball knocked down by Gnatic. Bernard Gnatic off the bench with 3. Foul whistled. I think they got Kennedy again.
Boy, Jack Kennedy doing it at both ends there. Yes, he gets called for the foul, but that's 5'8" against 6'8", holding his own against Crumble. But he set up that possession, that 3 ball by Gnatic. He was able to cross over past Ziegler, then float it
Baseline jumper is knocked down by Ziegler. Ziegler now with 5.
He's got 14.5 points per game as a freshman. Fills some big holes left by some of the backcourt guys for the Falcons last year, and he has not looked back.
Good take inside. Frazier Azzano called for the charge. Nice job standing in there and taking the charge by Chris Hill.
Yeah, you just look at Chris Hill and the way he operates, and you get that impression that he's a guy that can just do it all. And when you have a guy that can just plant your feet underneath the bucket and take those charges, it's so invaluable.
Some pressure now by the Cardinals. Falcons break it. Corner. Ziegler, catch, shoot 3. Won't go. Rebound. Davis. Oh, nice move inside. Won't go down. Frazier Azzano grabs it. Cardinals down 3 with the ball inside a minute and a half in this first quarter. On the drive, little jump step. Corner 3. Won't go. Slapped, but it goes right to Harrison. Pushing corner 3 for the Falcons. Again, off that rim. Davis cleaning up, and he'll draw the foul on Dominic Baroni. Ocho Davis come in, made a difference.
Early on, he's been the spark that has ignited things for Sam Liggins. He's getting offensive boards like you see there. Second chance attempts, like the one on the last possession. This one was not able to go down, but this time he draws the foul.
First free throw won't go. He's 6'5", plays bigger than that. You put him next to Crumble, and that's a problem because he's pretty wide too. Both those guys strong, and once they get to their spot, you're not going to move them.
No, sir. And there are probably a lot of people keeping an eye on this game and looking at Ocho Davis, and that's one of the benefits. Lutheran East has a lot of guys that college scouts might look after and see, and then there are other guys that they might take a gander at that catch their eye. Ocho Davis is one of those guys because he plays beyond his frame, and he's got a lot of muscle to him, and it's allowed him to be so strong on the offensive glass.
Misses both of the free throws. It will still be Lutheran East basketball. They're getting multiple shots per possession. And that's one of the things Mentor's going to have to figure out, how to keep them off the offensive glass. Crumble inside, can't stop it.
And the Falcons have not been able to hit as many shots off those looks, so Mentor has to capitalize right now when they can.
Foul in the backcourt. It's Devontae Perkins who will be whistled for the foul. Lead's grown to 5, 12-7. Mentor's been stuck on 7 for a while here. Frazier Azzano trying to go to work on Perkins. Will cross, spin move. Frazier Azzano can't finish, tipped in. Peter Kennedy gets the offensive put back with the tip in, lead back to 3. And it's gonna be foul whistled on Gnatic.
That's a gritty play by Peter Kennedy on the other end. And that might be one of the keys for Mentor. Get Kobe Frazier Azzano into his bag, and when we say bag, is his bag of tricks, his layup packages, because he showed there with a little pirouette, he can get to the cup even when he's isolated. That might be the recipe against this Lutheran East team that matches up really well in the man-to-man.
Ziegler misses the first free throw. He'll try to split them. Three-point lead for the Falcons, and Ziegler with his 6th point will make it a 4-point lead. Kennedy, little hesitation. 15 remaining in this first quarter. Foul on the sideline there, only the 4th team foul, so no free throws coming. Mentor over the limit, that's the reason Lutheran East got 2 free throws on that last possession. Peter Kennedy on the drive, kicks it out. Baroni has it deflected. End of the first quarter. Lutheran East with a 4-point lead. It's 13-9. The Falcons leading Menor. Hoops Night in Ohio on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Good look at Bob Krasancic, longtime head coach of the Cardinals. 4-point lead for Lutheran East, and neither team able to get into a rhythm. Runner by Harrison throws it in. Nice cut inside by Ty Harrison. He now has 3.
Had a lot of space in the lane. He probably could have taken it all the way to the tin, but he went with the floater because that was what was available.
Strong take inside, won't go, all over the rim. Crumble gets the rebound. Little pick and roll, Crumble inside, good dish. And the basket is converted by Perkins. Good assist, though, by TJ Crumble. Defense came to him, he found Perkins. Hesitation by Kennedy. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Menor basketball. Cardinals got to get into some sort of rhythm offensively. It's been really disjointed.
Lutheran East has been working off ball screens. They're not letting Menor set a lot of off-ball picks.
A little too aggressive on the defense on the pick there.
They're closing out Lutheran East. They're not allowing a lot of shots, but I think also the other thing too is that Menor, they are getting some good looks like that Peter Kennedy dribble drive. They're just not going down.
Turnover in transition. Good give, and Crumble a little behind him. Good idea by Harrison, not a great pass. Attacking and getting the bucket is Katava. And it'll be an N1. Foul will be on Hill.
Katava, 6'7", working downhill, and you're right, Hill not able to really set his feet. He almost got that right foot planted. He would have been outside the semicircle. Semicircle doesn't exist in the high school game, but he did a good job trying to get to that spot, but Katava got him at the right time.
Katava trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. A lot of the rim, it won't go. Crumble gets the rebound, and it will be out of bounds. Cardinals basketball.
Katava's been a big piece developmentally for the Menor program. He's up the scoring average by over 7.5 points per game from last year, and he played 30 games at the varsity level last year, but he's seen more minutes.
It's actually Lutheran East ball, and Cardinals go to pressure, and Ziegler breaks it. Attacking in the rim, in the lane, and Nellemsby converts. That was textbook how to break that. Lead back to 8. Kennedy. 3 ball knocked down by Peter Kennedy from Jack Kennedy. Ziegler, quick pass in the lane, knocked it down again. Nellemsby, he's got 4. And they're getting down within 6 feet of the basket in the lane. Back-to-back possessions, the reason for the timeout there.
Almost identical there on the last 2 possessions for Lutheran East, doing an effortless job of breaking that Cardinal press. And every time almost it seems they've been able to break that press. They're getting 3-on-2, 4-on-2, and then it's Nellemsby who's almost automatic from each mid-post. So that allows them to gain some of that separation. And for Menor, that Sam Liggins timeout might be a good thing in their advantage to get things organized.
You see Bob Krasancic talking to his team, and you know the Cardinals have not been able to. A lot of dribbling, not a lot of ball movement. You look over at Lutheran East, and the thing that's got to be concerning is multiple shots per possession. Offensive rebound is killing Menor in the early going.
It comes down to the interior. Boxing out, you go back to the rebounding fundamentals, and that's what Menor did really well against Cleveland Heights. Out-rebounded them by 10, but they're going to have to clean it up around the rim because Lutheran East has been able to either get it out or get it in.
Three-pointer off the mark by the freshman Kennedy, and again limiting Menor to one shot is Lutheran East. Crumble posting up. It's a tough matchup. Oh, good defense as Catawba gets the block, stolen right back. Ty Harrison lays it in.
Lutheran East continues to do a great job of recovering after either a giveaway or even scoring a point. That's the third time they've been able to rip it away in their offensive end.
Three-pointer, back of the iron. It will be Menor basketball. Kobe Frazier Azano checks in, and they need to get him going. Just 1 point so far, averages almost 17 a game.
He's got 6 20-point affairs. He's got a career-high 28 points twice this year.
Three, knocked in by Oluwami. Cuts it to a 6-point Lutheran East lead. Harrison pushes it. Crumble, drawing the double team. Nice move inside. Not much you can do defensively when he gets rolling.
He just swiveled in there to the low post, almost like he's contorting his body. He had to really find the perfect angle just to even bank it in.
Kennedy picks up his dribble. Oluwami, defended by Crumble. There's Frazier Azano under, can't get it to go. It has gotten to the rim and unable to finish again is Kobe Frazier Azano, and Dylan Ziegler finishes. He now has 8.
He's just so shifty. It's almost like a joystick out there. He's got a great first step, not just offensively, but defensively.
Oluwami in the lane, can't get it to go. Transition, Harrison attacking, and he'll draw the foul. That's gonna be the third on Jack Kennedy.
Cardinals foul is on number 2, Jack Kennedy. That is his third personal, first team foul.
Free throws coming for the Falcons and Ty Harrison.
Lutheran East, Ty Harrison.
He had an 11-point game against Lutheran West. 4 guys in double figures for the Falcons. You look at both these teams' rosters, the Falcons are smaller in roster size, but their guys out on the floor, they have the conditioning to run 6, 7, 8 guys deep, and that's all they need to be successful, because a lot of these guys just have great motors, even for being underclassmen or being juniors.
Ocho Davis, who had a productive first quarter, checks in. Harrison splits the pair. He now has 6. And the lead's grown to 11 for Lutheran East. TJ Perkins checks back in for the Falcons. It's a little pick up high, and Kennedy finishes. Jack Kennedy now with 5. Ziegler kicks it out. 3. Knocked down. Jaden Nellemsbay. He has 7. Kennedy, little crossover, throws it up. Tap will go in for Jack Kennedy.
Little hezzy there for Kennedy to get Nellemsbay to bite, and then he finishes in midair. It's junior and senior-like type of plays from Kennedy.
Davis gets it, and it is thrown down by Jaden Nellemsbay. He now has 9. Frazier Azano, the 3, all over the rim and stays out. Baroni can't get the follow to go, and it is run down by Hill. Kennedy gets the steal. Oluwami to the bucket. Oluwami now with 5. Back to a 10-point lead for Lutheran East.
It goes to show you basketball's sometimes a game of bounces, because Menor is about 8 bounces on the rim from this being a lot closer of a game right now. But Oluwami getting his team in the right direction. Just a quick blow-by down the lane.
Physical enough to go through the contact. The one thing I would say is there's a lot of dribbling by Menor, and Lutheran East is athletic and fast. You're not going to blow by them. Ball moves quicker in the air than it does on the court.
It really does. And Lutheran East has a lot of that fluidity, and I think Menor's, because they play so up-tempo, that's the way Krasancik's teams like to go. A lot of that's created just in transition, and you saw a little bit of that with Oluwami. He had a lot of isolation there, too. There weren't many Falcons stashed in the paint. But ultimately, Menor's a great two-point shooting team. They're going to have to knock it down from inside the three-point arc.
The trap, and it comes right back to Harrison. Good look. Davis, little off balance, gets his rebound. Blocked by Baroni. Lutheran East comes away with it, though, as Hill will back it out. Davis wide open, puts it in. Good job of spotting Ocho Davis.
And he's just working
Yep.
from side to side at both posts, working without the ball in his hands.
Oluwami, and one. Nice move inside by Oluwami. He now has 7. He'll go to the line trying to convert the three-point play.
It's kind of pick your poison with Menor when it comes to Oluwami or Fraser Azano. And Fraser Azano has not been able to find the score sheet so far today, but Oluwami has really added in a nice presence.
Misses the free throw and then has it ripped away by DJ Perkins. Gives it up, little alley-oop, and Crumble throws it down.
Oh, he can raise the roof off any roof. Maybe that's why Lutheran East is 4-0 in true road games. Great dish from Chris Harris, too. Or Chris Hill.
Crumble gets up so quick. On the attack, Peter Kennedy will go to the line, shooting 2. And Jack Kennedy with those 3 fouls sitting down, so that's the point guard that kind of makes the offense go for Menor, but you don't want him picking up that 4th foul here in the first half.
And without the 6'1" guard, Marcus Serpatowski as well.
Yep.
You're down one of those key ball handlers. It could be point guard by committee for Krasancik. And honestly, the way Oluwami has carried the tone so far in this first half, maybe he is the one to organize the offense right now for Menor.
Kennedy, 72% free throw shooter, trying to split that pair. Rolls it in, lead is 11 for Lutheran East. Katava checks back in. Turnover.
I'm going to say Ty Harrison was still on the baseline.
Caught it out of bounds, yeah.
Checking back in for the Cardinals, number 2, Jack.
Now here comes Jack Kennedy. Again, 3 fouls, 1:17 remaining in the half. Just a freshman. It shows you the trust Bob Krasancik has in him. Oluwami thought about the 3. Harrison extends the defense out on the freshman. Foul from behind, it's on DJ Perkins.
Foul is on number 2, DJ Jenkins.
Dave, there is no shot clock, contrary to the last time we worked together down at Camp Memorial Fieldhouse, but this is where Menor can use it to their advantage. When they don't really see a lane to the hoop, they can still stall things a little bit before they finally get that look, because you're trying to keep this game at single digits. Lutheran East, they have not really allowed Menor to generate much, whether that's inside or especially outside. They're just fighting so hard on the perimeter.
Oluwami makes both of them. He now has 9. Lead is down to 9 inside of a minute to go in this first half. And if you're Menor and you can get it to 7, 6, you'd have to feel very fortunate. You haven't shot the ball real well. Good hustle by Oluwami, but he couldn't stay inbound, so it'll still be Lutheran East basketball. Nice job of reading the passing lane.
Nice job by some of the junior cheerleaders as well to catch Oluwami, but that is probably some of the best the press has looked so far all day.
Crumble inside will draw the foul. Another inbound play to Crumble. Got an easy bucket on one. Here he'll get 2 free throws.
That's his first personal, second.
He's got 6 points so far, does Crumble, but you can see the way he plays, why he has so many Division I offers. He's 4th in the Cleveland area in scoring. He's averaging 27 a contest.
Cardinals number 2, Jack Kennedy.
So Jack Kennedy will check back in. Looks like offense-defense substitution with the freshman point guard who has the 3 fouls. Rims out again for Crumble, so Cards trying to cut into that 9-point deficit. It's Peter Kennedy. Oluwami. There's Jack Kennedy, nice cut, gets the bucket. Moves so well without the ball for a young guy, does Jack Kennedy. Crumble, baseline, spins and dunks. Wow. Don't know how you stop that. You got to be a lot bigger and a lot quicker.
He's unbelievable.
9-point lead. Here's Oluwami. Fights it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound ripped down. And at halftime, Lutheran East with a 39-30 lead on the Menor Cardinals. It's Hoops Night in Ohio here at Menor High School on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Nine-point lead for Lutheran East on Menor here. Hoops Night in Ohio on Rock Entertainment Sports Network, along with Tyler Danberg. I'm Dave Bacon. First half highlights, and you look at it in some success for Peter Kennedy from three-point range, and they kick it out, and Kennedy knocks down the three. You know, Oluwami leads them with 9 points, but it's been inside where Lutheran East has done the job. The little alley-oop, Crumble finishes it off. This one's really impressive. Just a spin move and another dunk.
Not many people saw that one coming because he had to absorb contact and after his spin go up and dunk it. But those are the types of plays that TJ Crumble can make.
39-30, Lutheran East leading Menor here on Hoops Night in Ohio. We will be back after one more timeout, some third quarter action. Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Good look, Bob Krasancic. A couple years back, won his 700th. And Tyler just saying this would be win number 750. Little work to do as his Cardinals are down 9. Leading scorers for Lutheran East. Nellums Bay with 9, Ziegler with 8, Crumble now with 8. You look over at Menor, Oluwami has 9, as does Jack Kennedy. The thing that really jumps out, Kobe Frazier is on with just 1 point.
Yeah, he's been limited to just that one free throw. He's got a lot of good shots, but Lutheran East has held him in check. Another look at Bob Krasancic.
750 wins. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. He started out alma mater, Girard High School in Pennsylvania, but I think the best part of what makes him such a legend in a couple different senses of the word, you got to have a little bit of that folk hero-like factor to you. The water cup
yeah.
is the signature. He's had it since 1983, and they just kept winning. You see him filling up that water. Now, it's usually a clear cup, but he's gone to the Gatorade Cup, And that's become his signature, and it's almost become like a natural reflex. And on the other side, Sam Liggins, he's been a part of 4 of Lutheran East's 5 state titles, whether that's as a player or as head coach.
Yeah, I was old enough to remember him as a player quite well. So here's Frazier Rosano. They need to get him going, and throws it up, and again, got inside and just couldn't finish. And blocked by Crumble as Cavada went up quick and Crumble able to defend it. So Menor still with possession, multiple shots, and really didn't have that much in that first half. Peter Kennedy, step back 3, can't get it to go, and the rebound comes off to Lutheran East. Couple of good looks, and again, Menor just can't finish, and that's going to be on Catava.
He's going to get the hold there on Crumble. Just looking at Ziegler and Chris Hill, those two complement each other so well in the backcourt. It's almost like Hill's just another quasi ball handler, that second point guard on the floor at the same time.
Good look inside to Crumble, and he gets the bucket.
And there's Hill's vision, just hooks it to Crumble, and when it's one-on-one in the low post, the big man can just do it himself.
Catava working inside, and Crumble jump ball because he went up, had his hand on it. Possession goes over to Lutheran East. Crumble can play some defense now as well.
He certainly can. I mean, he almost, just going straight up there, almost dislodged that pivot foot of Catava, almost forced the travel before the tie-up.
Good patience by Lutheran East. They break the pressure. Spotting up, Ziegler can't knock down the 3. Bodies flying everywhere. It'll still be Lutheran East basketball, and another multiple shot possession for the Falcons. Ziegler thought about the 3. Oh, nice job turning the corner, and he gives it to Davis. Hill set that up. Easy bucket for Ocho Davis now with 8. Jack Kennedy's 3 is off the rim. It's run down by Baroni. Frazier Rosano kicks it out. 3. Knocked down. Peter Kennedy hits the 3.
Third 3-ball for Peter Kennedy off the catch.
Turnover will give it back to the Cardinals. Jack Kennedy finally gets it inbounds. Saved by Ulame. Frazier Rosano that time gets it to go down. First field goal of the game. He now has 3. Another turnover. Baroni can't get it to go. Frazier Rosano keeps it alive, and 1.
You can only keep him down for so long, and that is probably the best time for Menor, for Frazier Rosano to heat up. But it starts off the steal by Dominic Baroni, and Lutheran East did a great job exposing that press early on in the first half, but it gradually got better, and Menor made some adjustments. This is the best the press has looked, and Baroni there able to catch it in space and then set up Frazier Rosano.
Can't get the free throw, but does get his own rebound as it ripped away. Ziegler in transition ahead. Harrison finishes. Ty Harrison. Here comes Jack Kennedy. Nice pass and a good job of helping defensively by Harrison. And Oyulami can't finish. Crumble trying to grab the one-handed rebound. Ziegler grabs the loose ball and throws it in.
Right place, right time for Ziegler, who's made some big plays in the last 30 seconds. First off, he ripped it away to set up that possession to Harrison that would break up the Menor run, and then he just grabs it right at his lap, and he's able to finish to make it back to a double-digit lead.
Had it down to 6, had a chance to get it to 4, and just like that, it's back out to 10.
And that's sometimes what can define a really good team, or a team that can be so deadly in March, is that they can find a way to come back from runs and create a run of their own, because that's what basketball is. It's a game of runs, and this Lutheran East team, a D5 program against a D1 school, showing that they can take the pendulum and swing them back in their own direction. You have to think Sam Liggins is loving that, trying to make it 4 state titles in the last 5 years. And you look at that 2020 team. Both these programs had teams that will never know how they fare in the state tournament because of COVID, but they were playing for a state semifinal bid in late March.
Ziegler takes it away from Kennedy that time in transition. Comes back. Nellums Bay can't get the 3 to go. Another offensive rebound. Harrison. Nellums Bay. Little 2-man game, and now they'll reset. 10-point lead for Lutheran East. They have the ball. There's Crumble. Spins. Oh. So he showed power earlier. Now he shows some quickness and agility. He's got a dozen.
That spin move seems to be his signature, and it's worked well.
Frazier Azzano high off the glass. Won't go down. Rebound comes off to Baroni. Stepping into it, the 3 won't go down for Gnatic. And here comes Lutheran East. Harrison, quick 3, puts it in. Ty Harrison with 11. Just like that, the lead is out to 15.
When the Falcons have hit from distance, it's been almost exclusively off the catch, and they're in transition as well.
Frazier Azzano kicks it out. Jack Kennedy's 3, back of the iron, run down by Lutheran East. Here comes Ziegler. Ziegler not stopped, and he puts it in. Dylan Ziegler now with a dozen as Ziegler just went coast to coast. Kennedy answers, Jack Kennedy.
These two guys, Ziegler and Kennedy, they're smooth operators, and you've seen that in the last 2 possessions. How about that little finger roll as well by the 5'8" Kennedy?
Mentioned both Ziegler and Kennedy freshmen, so they'll be here for a while. 3 ball off the rim by Nellumsby, and it's run bound by Gnatic. Oluwami thought, let me take it inside for a dunk. He'll go to the line after getting fouled.
Forget the brochure, he wanted the poster. That little gather step, too. You can tell he's just so twitchy in his motion. I mean, he's just got a great step and a great feel for the game. And this game is a lot wider of a margin if Oluwami is not performing the way he is right now. He's been the glue. He's got 11 to 39 Menor points.
Peter Kennedy checks back in. Makes the second free throw. Will still be Lutheran East basketball. 2.5 remaining third quarter. And Lutheran East has opened up a 14-point lead on Menor. Corner 3, long by Chris Hill. Kennedy pushing. 3 ball, Gnatic short. Grabbed by Ziegler, and Gnatic takes it away. Extra pass. Kennedy is long. And Frazier Azano gets the putback. He has 7. Down court, easy bucket for Devontae Perkins.
DJ Jenkins with the down court lob. They've been able to find those cracks in transition. Not as many dribbles to set up points for Lutheran East. A lot of it's just off crisp passes.
Traveling violation whistled against Oluwami.
Checking in for Lutheran East, number 11, Ty Harrison.
Ty Harrison checks in for the Falcons. Inside a minute and a half remaining in the third.
14,
Dominic Baroni, wide receiver for Mentor's football team, checks in. Mentioned earlier they lost Marcus Serpatowski, who has been playing really well. And there's an interception stepping into the passing lane. Jack Kennedy, little runner, won't go down. They limit him to 1 shot as Harrison grabs it, and then Baroni steals it in the backcourt, gets the easy bucket.
Baroni's been another glue guy. For this Mentor team, he's got 13 blocks over the last 5 games and another bucket.
Nice pass inside, and again, Perkins finishes.
DJ Jenkins drops the beat there, another assist.
Baroni's 3, side of the iron, rebound in transition. Here comes Lutheran East. Harrison thought about the 3, now they'll set it up inside of 40 in the third. There's the double team. There's a 3, and it's knocked down by Ty Harrison. Inside of 30, and Lutheran East has opened up 17-point lead. Kennedy gets the bucket. Jack Kennedy now with 13. Down to a 15-point lead, and that time down on the block, Perkins can't convert. Baroni trying to beat the clock, rims out. At the end of 3 quarters, Lutheran East a 61-46 lead on Mentor. Hoops Night in Ohio on Rock Entertainment Sports Network will continue with the 4th. 15-point lead for Lutheran East on Mentor, and the Cardinals really have not been able to get into any type of rhythm offensively. They've scored in transition, but it seems like they've worked so hard. They're not getting good looks anymore because they're dribbling to get where they want to go.
They had their grade A opportunity there in that third quarter. They shrunk that lead down to 6, and you can tell they've exerted so much effort to get that down towards a 2-score game.
3-pointer, Jack Kennedy knocks it down. The freshman now with 16, and he can play. So can the other freshman, Dylan Ziegler. Here's full court pressure. Harrison gets it ahead to Dylan Ziegler. There's Crumble on the block. Crumble, so strong and quick, he'll go to the line.
Cardinals foul is on number 20, Peter Kennedy.
It'll be interesting to see the role that TJ Crumble will have when he gets to the college game, but creating space is what's going to make him so adaptable, like he can do off the spin move. Now that time, Peter Kennedy, as you just saw there, did a good job seeing the spin before it happened, but then a big slap on the wrist for Crumble, and he's patient.
And you saw him get up. He was disgusted because he thought he should have got the basket. He wanted a 3-point play. That's what's going through his mind. He splits the free throws, and Frazier Azano gets the rebound. Kennedy. Oluwami. They've extended the defense out as Lutheran East. Here's the trap. And good recovery as it was Jenkins who knocked it free. Alley-oop, and Somehow Crumble almost put that in. It was an errant pass, and he got it on the rim, but it wouldn't go down. And Baroni loses it. Foul will be whistled on Baroni.
Well, what Lutheran East is showing is balance. And that's what you'd have to assume for a top 3 team in the state. That's 13-4 with just 1 returning starter. But there are 3 guys on the floor right now for Sam Liggins' team that are in double figures. You've got DJ Jenkins, who's been able to get these little steals and some big assists. Harrison's doing the exact same thing.
Ziegler, wide open 3, knocks it down. Just a nice job of understanding where to get the ball to a guy who can, that's Ziegler's spot. He now has 15, the freshman. A couple of good-looking freshmen in this game, and they get the foul on Jenkins as Ao Aluma goes to the line, and he'll shoot 2 as Olulami gets fouled. 69% free throw shooter is Olulami. Rims out.
Need to think that Menor, fresh off a district runner-up appearance, Lutheran East, fresh off a state championship, 2 state championships. These 2 teams have 2 combined returning starters coming into the year, and they are top 15 teams in their respective divisions. It's pretty impeccable, and that's a testament to the coaching staffs.
Yeah, we talked about Lutheran East will be the top seed, and the tournament will start, and there's Crumble inside, and he gets the bucket. So tough inside. Lutheran East will get a bye. They'll play a winner of a play-in game, for lack of a better term, because they're the top seed in Region 17. Menor will host Toledo Whitmer here in about 11, 12 days to start their state tournament. Long outlet pass, and Crumble following, gets the bucket. He does a lot of little things right in addition to having a lot of talent like that. Didn't give up on the play, just hustled.
And he just gets down the floor, too. He's always underneath the hoop.
Kennedy underneath, gets the bucket. Jack Kennedy now with 18. There's Crumble, and he'll get 2 more.
Basically, when Lutheran East gets the ball back, Crumble puts his head down and goes right down the floor. And that's why they've gotten a lot of buckets in the second half.
Ziegler gets it to Crumble. Can't get it to go. This time he loses it, but Ziegler will run after it, and he gets fouled.
And you look at Menor's path in the bracket, they could eventually face Brunswick.
Yep.
And that's a team that they would have already played twice. The Greater Cleveland Conference is really deep. 4 teams, top 25 teams in their divisions in the state. Some really good programs and a lot of familiarity.
3-pointer, back of the iron. Crumble gets the rebound, draws the foul. I'm sure when Ohio State and the elite programs look at him, they see a guy that's athletic, that can run, that can get up the court. He's quick, he has good footwork, and they could probably put 15, 20 pounds of muscle on him when they get him on a weight program. And you put that much weight on that guy of muscle, good luck stopping him on the low block.
And 6'8" in the Big Ten can mean you can play the 5. 6'8" in the Big Ten can mean you can be the small forward.
And he's probably athletic enough to make that work.
And it's coast to coast too, Virginia, Arizona State. A lot of suitors in on Crumble. And there's going to be a lot of these Lutheran East Falcons that are going to get some college looks. And Dylan Ziegler, another guy. The state of Nebraska loves him. Creighton and Nebraska already offering him.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about his game. Good work inside, and foul whistled. good work as Frazier Azzano just keeps working in the paint, and it's not easy. And it's not pretty work, but he'll go to the line shooting a couple.
He's closing in on his 8th straight game with 9+ rebounds. He's a workhorse down low.
Hadn't been his night. He has gotten he's gotten in the paint and has been unable to finish, especially early. He's done a better job in the second half.
It's been uncharacteristic too for a guy that's 59% from the field.
Splits pair. Now with 8 points in the game. Ziegler keeps possession of it for Lutheran East. Open three from the corner. Won't go down for Harrison. Menor gets the rebound. Inside of 4 in the fourth. Baroni cutting, gets the bucket.
We got the mismatch there, received a nice feed from Gnatic. Menor's rolled out some more bench pieces. Great learning opportunity.
Lutheran East breaks the pressure. Alley-oop, and mistimed that time by Crumble. Ziegler was trying to do it, and Crumble just mistimed it.
That's kind of a misplay on Crumble's part, but Ziegler, that was the perfect lob. And that's another thing as well that you're probably looking at developmentally. He's getting reps to throw lobs as a freshman in high school. Not a lot of point guards in their first years of high school ball can do that.
Frazier Azzano kicks it out. Gnatic can't get the three. Rebound pulled down by DJ Jenkins, one of those sophomores we talked about. Three ball knocked down by Jaden Nellemsbay. That's another one of those sophomores. Kennedy answers. Jack Kennedy with 21. Crumble gets the bucket. Little step through. He now has 23. Yeah, the scary part of this Lutheran East team, there's not a senior on the floor. They don't have a senior. A lot of sophomores. Crumble is a junior. Ocho Davis, their big men are juniors. And their point guard Ziegler's a freshman.
Upperclassmen front court, underclassmen backcourt seems to be the trend for both these teams out on the floor. I'll tell you what, Jack Kennedy, new career high 21 points. He's got a smooth shooting stroke as well. And Dylan Ziegler, he's been phenomenal.
Three-pointer won't go down for Gnatic. Peter Kennedy gets the rebound. Three ball won't go for Oluwami. And here comes Ziegler. And here comes Jack Kennedy in transition off the turnover. Peter Kennedy runs it down and saves it, but Baroni keeps it. You see what the Menor people see. There's a foul whistle in Jack Kennedy. He's gonna fill out. I mean, he probably weighs $140, and we might have to put 5-pound weights in his pockets to get to 140. And there's the three that won't go down for Kennedy. As soon as he gets a little bigger and a little stronger, he's gonna be nearly unstoppable in this offense. Nellemsbay won't get it to go. Crumble working, and he'll get the foul.
I think another thing, though, about Jack Kennedy, about what's made him so great immediately at 5'8", is that he's actually used that to his advantage. He's showcased this move. He uses his head to get to the rack over these guys that are 6'5", like Ocho Davis, 6'8", like TJ Crumble, who's at the line right now. And that's actually gained separation. That might get guys to bite. And maybe Jack Kennedy goes home for Christmas break, and then he shows up in early January, and he's a couple inches taller. That might be an even bigger resource for the Cardinals.
Crumble misses both of them. You can just tell he understands how to play. There's a savvy to his game. Crumble gets the rebound. Fights it up. Crumble's just working. I mean, and he will go to the line. Gnatic gets called for the foul.
He operates on horsepower. That is about the third or fourth time that Crumble has gotten 2 offensive rebounds in 1 possession. Here he goes over Baroni, who's one of the better shot blockers in Division 1.
They could have called a foul the first time, and he just kept playing. It's like, no whistle, let's just keep playing. And that's one of the things you like about Crumble. He's not somebody that's complaining when he does not get a foul called. He's just going to keep playing.
Play to the final whistle type of guy, and maybe there is a little bit more of that leniency inside of 2 minutes left.
Right.
In a 22-point game, but then obviously there's enough contact where you got to blow the whistle eventually.
Bucket made by Perkins. Now the one thing is, you want to see Crumble's going to go to the line. You want to see him making better percentage of his free throws. Traveling violation. And I think Gnatic is kind of hobbled a little bit. And it looks like we're going to. Nate Saban will check in for Gnatic, who I think kind of got banged up on that ankle fighting for the ball.
Saban had a heck of a JV game. He dropped 15.
We got to see a lot of that.
We did. Saw a lot of the JV game. Good battle, too.
Yeah. Well, that's why we were late getting started here. Lutheran East has really had control of this since midway through that third quarter when Menor cut it to 6, and then there's another bucket. Davis doing the work inside. But Lutheran East, they cut it to 6, and they had a chance to cut it to 4, and then Lutheran East opened it back up to 10, and really has not been challenged. Wade Simmons, who's also checked in. Peter Kennedy's 3 won't go, and the rebound is gathered by DJ Jenkins. Final 33 seconds. And it looks like Lutheran East will just let the time expire as, again, about 2 weeks, under 2 weeks, 11 days roughly. Lutheran East will start the tournament against the winner of basically a play-in 2 lower seeded. They're the top seed in Region 17 of Division 5. And Menor, a higher seed, will host Toledo Whitmer, roughly same time. And you mentioned Brunswick in that same half of the bracket. So, final thought on this one, Tyler Danberg, when you look at it, Lutheran East looks really strong.
Balance, Dave, that's been the biggest key. And when you want to try and make it a three-peat in terms of state championships, balance for a team that didn't have a lot of experience coming in, that is so crucial. And for Menor, sometimes when you play that way, you live and die by the 3, and today they weren't able to hit the outside shots, but they have a lot of fight and hustle, and that can take them far.
Again, Lutheran East, no seniors, and looking impressive as they try to get another state championship, this time in Division 5. Once again, our final score, Lutheran East 83, Menor 57. For Tyler Danberg, I'm Dave Bacon. We'll say see you next week on Hoops Night in Ohio here on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Big win for the Falcons in Menor.